Hi, Martin here. My wife and I are on a short overnight backpacking trip out on some Crown land. And when we go canoe camping, we can travel a little heavier. And one of the things that we like to bring with us is an 8-liter aluminum pot. It's lightweight, but kind of bulky and cumbersome. We use it for a lot of things. We use it for doing our dishes, we do our laundry in it, and wash ourselves in it. When we're in a place, for instance, where you can't get to the water's too cold, you can warm up water in a pot like that, and you can use a face cloth and a little bit of soap, and you can do a bird bath with a face cloth. When you're backpacking, it gets a little harder. You can't pack a big pack like that. So what a lot of people do is they bring a dry bag to do their laundry in. A dry bag is what you carry your clothes in or any other gear, and it sits inside your pack. This is a roll top dry bag, just an inexpensive one, and you just roll the top down like this. It traps air inside and it keeps water out. It's watertight and airtight. Now, these are good for keeping your gear dry on backpacking trips and canoe trips, but for years people have been using this as their laundry tub. What you do is you fill it with water, you add a little bit of camping suds or biodegradable soap, throw your dirty laundry inside, close it up, squeeze out some of the air, and agitate it. Just shake it around for about a minute. That forces the water through your dirty laundry. That works really, really well. And then you dump out your dirty laundry soap, your dirty laundry water, your gray water, in a cat hole away from open water sources. Then you wring out your clothes, you add fresh water, and you shake it again. That rinses any lather and suds that are remaining in your laundry, and you dump that gray water in a cat hole, again, away from open water sources. So that's how a simple, lightweight system for doing your laundry. But what about when you want to bathe yourself? When the water's too cold to go into and bathe comfortably. Or in this case, we're near a beaver pond, and there's no shortage of water here, and you can boil it and filter it, and it's great for drinking and cooking. The problem is it's very, very shallow, and the bottom is very, very silty and full of debris, and if you set foot in it, you just stir up a ton of debris. So if you were to wade out into this, you'd only get up to about your hips, and you'd just be a swirling mass of dirt and debris floating around you. You wouldn't be able to get clean that way. And you never want to lather up in open water like that. So what you want to do is bathe in some kind of tub. But you can't make this into a tub because, you know, if you fill it with water, it's soft, it'll just collapse. So it would be nice to have a system whereby you could make this into a tub. And so what I'm using is birch bark. This is birch bark taken from some downed fallen trees, fallen birches. And so what I do is I just fold the rim over a few times. And this is going to be my bathing pot. And now this was not a big birch. This was just a birch that was only this big. But I cut a strip this long off of that birch, and then I split it, and then they'll intersect like that. And I put my dry bag inside, fold my rim over the edge, and now I have a pot that will hold water. It's lightweight, you can tie string around it if you're worried about it, but this is a good solid pot. I've been using it, we can wash in it, we can do laundry in it. I go down to the pond, scoop up water and douse my fire with it before we go hiking or at the end of every night when we need to put out our fire. So this is a nice simple way of using an existing piece of kit that you're going to bring with you that you might not be using once you've made camp. This is a way of making use of a piece of kit that you already probably have that weighs almost nothing and doesn't require that you bring a pot or anything else. I'm also going to show you how to harvest the birch bark so that you don't go cutting any live trees. All right, this is what we're looking for. This is a fallen birch. It's been down for a long, long time, but there's an area of it that's up off the ground, and that means that the birch bark is going to be fairly intact. In fact, this is where I got these pieces of birch, right from here. I had another piece over here for another purpose. So how do you harvest this? Well, it's very simple. All you need is a knife, and you just need to score it anywhere you like. Now, I like to score it where there's going to be a break. For instance, this looks like it's going to be broken right about here. So I'm going to start there. And I'm just going to plunge my knife right through. And you see how rotted the wood is underneath. My knife goes not just through the bark, but through the tree itself. And then I do a split like that. Like that. And then just go around with your fingers. Or you can use another piece of birch bark to fold around like that. It has a scraper. And off it comes. Now, old dead birch like this is often very, very brittle and stiff. You might not be able to do much with this. Just soak it in some water for 15 minutes. It'll absorb enough water that it'll become very supple, and you'll be able to bend it if it happens to be very, very stiff. And remember, if your pot, see, this is almost big enough for the pot that I want. I need another piece. But this piece is too tall anyway. So all I have to do is split it lengthwise, like that, until I have two pieces. And then I can put them like this. I don't need one continuous piece. I can use multiple pieces. So I'm going to use my pot, fill up. It carries a lot of water, and I can take this back to camp and bathe with it. So, as you can see, this isn't going to go anywhere. It's really quite stable. There's plenty of water here. So all I need is a face cloth and just a drop or two of camp suds. And I'm ready to take a bird bath. And if the water is icy cold, I could add a little bit of warm water from a heated pot to this, as long as I'm not pouring scalding hot water directly onto the plastic. It'll warm up the water and it'll be just fine. And now we can bathe. Hope this helps.